man to get on the line, but I'm on the line with Eric right now. And should be a lovely show for y'all today. Um, God damn, I'm heated, Eric. I got some venting to do today. Um, and I'll get into it in my stinkos. Impeachment talk. Hopefully, this will be the last show that talks about that. Bullshit going on in Iowa, which we'll talk about. We're going to talk about. I'm going to have an interesting heiscapade, and it involves chatters. So, sort of. Indirectly involves chatters. So, yeah. It's going to be fun. Think we got lots to talk about today. Um, you know, just lots of stuff. Uh, let's see. We're gonna be talking about what else? We're gonna be talking about. Sorry, I was looking at my Twitter feed. Um, Damn, all kinds of stuff to talk about today, Eric. Gaming wise, um, I don't. There's some good sales going on. I didn't write them all down, but I know. Well, we'll talk about it when we get to that point. Um, let's see what else. Uh, Ooh, I got a really good. Just kind of a question about if you could change one thing type deal. Whatever. Uh, why does it show? Okay, there we go. Uh, what like what did you send me that link for, Eric?
Just because I thought that was cool.
Oh, that is cool. Like shows the different blades and like what they mean and stuff like that. That is cool,
Yeah,
dude.
a katana's made up of several different blades.
Yeah, yeah. Very funny heiscapade today. I think you guys will all enjoy. I'm formulating an idea. Remember, I told you, Eric, about my idea of like adding sound effects when people join chat.
Mm.
Well, I'm also I'm gonna have a file of photos like for each chatter. Um, and when that chatter, I have to figure out how to do it though. I was messing around with it earlier today. I
I
couldn't get it to
almost didn't
work.
want to do the show tonight because I thought my voice wouldn't be that great.
Ah, you sound good, dude. I can hear you loud and clear. There's not as much of that, uh, stuff. But yeah, there's. I mean, we're gonna have a fun show today. We'll be talking a little bit about. Well, I've got. Man, I've got some. I got a story about my bank, and how pissed off I am at them. I had a once in a lifetime opportunity today, guys, and I missed out because of my fucking bank. And
Um, I know you're not the biggest Star Trek fan, but or Star Wars fan, but maybe I could ask Break about this. But do you know who Cassian Andor is?
sounds familiar. Yeah, that'd be more of a question for Wyland or Break for sure. But once they
So
tell
apparently
me,
George Lucas is going to be the writer and producer for the series.
oh, how weird, how weird. I didn't know he was getting back into Star Wars. I thought he was completely done. There's lots of stories to be told. I don't know, man. I don't know what to think about Star Wars after that last movie. Last movie kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. I think it kind of did with Break too. I think you liked it better than both of us, Eric. But to each his own. Like I know I liked what was that movie that you did not like and I liked?
It's okay to it's okay to like bad things.
Yeah. Well, it depends on.
Especially when you find things about them that you really enjoyed.
Yeah, see that it's subjective to everybody. That's why different opinions. Usually, you and I are in sync when it comes to movies and games, Eric. But every once in a while, we differ, and that's healthy. That's a good thing. It's not it doesn't always have to be about everybody agreeing and singing kumbaya and all that bullshit. It's just
There's another reason I didn't like the Joker.
oh, the Joker. There you go. That was the one that we differed on.
The other reason was that they framed his crimes as a result of mental illness, which is wrong.
Yeah, I understand that, but I thought the way that they handled his mental illness was actually kind of good, Eric.
There's nothing about the movie that's good.
Well, I think there is.
You just have to be a really big fan of comics to overlook a lot of the things that happen in that
No,
movie.
no, 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 no. I didn't read a lot of DC growing up, Eric. I read some of the Batman stuff, but I wasn't in. I mean, I like DC. Don't get me wrong. Like, I like all those characters, and I did read my fair share of DC. Your opinion, because
I didn't hear any of that. Sorry, you cut out.
oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just saying I wasn't necessarily shitting on your opinion, dude. I'm just pointing out that actually like very few movies like go into that territory and or have any measure of success. I'll talk about one today, called Bliss. I'll have a review of that movie, and it's very good, and it's another reason to get Shutter. I know I'm always on the Shutter kick with everybody, but I
And I
just
think outside of a few movies in the theaters, I think I'm done with seeing movies in theaters because I don't want to pay the expense of driving to a decent theater and then paying for food on top of the movie ticket.
yeah,
And unless
that's
it's unless it's an anime movie, I kind of don't want to. I can wait until it's on Redbox or
yeah.
something.
There's validity to that too, Eric. I mean, unless it's one of the big ones. Like I like seeing the big. Hey, Wyland, I know you just showed up in chat there. Let me know if you can hear us. I'm pretty sure you can, but you never know with these things, man. I always like to get confirmation and stuff like that.
Even for something like a comic books movie, and I'm not sure if I'll go to the theater to see that stuff because then I have to go to the theater with other people, and it
Yeah,
might be crowded.
that's the thing, Eric. Like
Then there's previews,
yeah.
and then you have to. I don't want to do it anymore.
Speaking of, Wyland says he's going to see. We haven't started the show, Wyland. If you're just joining us, the show's RPGrinders. We're waiting on Break to join on in. He might be having some Skype issues or whatever, but Wyland says he's going to see Birds of Prey after the show. I kind of want to see that too, but it's been snowing since like last night all the way till now.
I didn't get to see. Plus, getting the movies has been a trial to me because the last two times I've tried to see a movie, those anime movies, I got sick.
Yeah. No, I understand, Eric. Like, I mean, especially if it's a money concern, there's no question it's best to wait. But sometimes I hate waiting, like especially with the big box movies, like Star Wars, for instance. That's a movie that you kind of really want to see at the theater. It's just kind of the way it is. It just I don't know, but I agree. For the most part, I like to stay home. Although there's some indie movies that I like to try to support. I wanted to go see Lighthouse at the theater, but that didn't work out. But I'm glad I saw that movie. It was a really good movie. But yeah, on today's show, I'll be talking about the movie Bliss. I'll have a review for that. I think Eric has a review of Dark Souls 2, which will be interesting. I never played Dark Souls 2, oddly. I played Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls 1, of course, Demon Souls, but there's been rumors, Eric, gaming-wise, that PlayStation might be really expensive, and that's disheartening. I hope they keep that price low. Wyland says he started Dark Souls 2, Eric, so that's cool.
I'm wanting to know if it's more expensive, then I think I can wait, but I'm gonna still save up for a TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then get that later.
Yeah, I mean, money's always a concern, especially with me. So I pick and choose for the most part, but there are certain things that I kind of want to see Birds of Prey. I really do. Wyland says 599. Did they announce it, Wyland? That's new to me. Um,
Where did you hear
I
about
don't know.
this?
I'm looking it up right now because that's a big story. Um,
I mean,
yeah.
that's not a bad price point, but they're also not doing anything like
He's making
Microsoft
fun
is.
because that was yeah, I caught that before you even
Oh wait,
typed
that's a
that.
PS3 thing.
Yeah,
That's
that
right.
the it's 599. See, now it would make sense for I think 499 would be their sweet spot, but I think they're going to be a little too greedy and ask for something like 599 or 699 for the PS5, which might be a mistake. That's I think
Yeah, and then you have to start selling consoles with like payment plans, which is odd, but that's how phones work. So I don't see them not doing that. I mean, that's like the only way that I could justify it at that point,
yeah. There's thought to
because then at
that.
least I could make payments.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can do that in general by doing a layaway deal, but I mean that
But I
sucks
shouldn't
because
have to go through a store to do like
yeah, I know, man. Like it.
like
Plus, you don't.
Sony, just sell to me and I'll pay you every month or something.
You know
And
what?
and I don't know, maybe I can adjust the price per month if I feel like I could pay it off early.
Yeah. That would be ideal, but of course, the capitalist venture vultures will swoop in and want to charge you 100% interest on everything. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I am curious of the price. If they Wyland, it would be totally ironic if they made it 599, man. That would be. I mean, that'd be something else. I'm expecting like 499. If they did 499, I think that'd be completely fair. But the rumors I'm hearing is that they're going to be adding. It's not rumor at this point. They're doing a solid state drive. Yeah, I would too, Wyland, for sure. If you're just joining,
I don't even know if Best Buy does layaway.
no, they don't, but Walmart does. So, I mean, maybe it's a thing where you could put it on layaway at Walmart or something. So, I don't know, but let's see.
Otherwise, I just save up on my own and then buy it when I'm ready.
Yeah, you could do that too. It's gonna be a day one purchase for me if I can scrape together enough pennies. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to. But 499 would be I think ideal. But I'm guessing that they'll jump to 599. Anything beyond that, I mean, I heard a rumor about something like 899 or 999, which would be atrocious. I don't think anybody at that point would be.
Hey, just get a computer.
Yeah, go get a gaming rig. I mean, at that point, I would. That's what would kill consoles for me is a huge price point. Like $1,000 or. But I mean, both systems are going to be sweet. I'm getting both. Hopefully, the prices will be reasonable. But Ford Ford versus Ferrari on Tuesday. I haven't seen that, Wyland. I wanted to see it, but I'm definitely gonna watch that. I'm trying to get away. God damn it, Wyland! I'm trying to get away from physical media. So you know what you get for that, Wyland? You get what's on your screen now. And we haven't even started the show yet. If you're just joining us, we haven't
Where's
started.
Brakeman?
I don't know. I'm keep waiting for break. We're waiting for break to join, and we will do the show. I haven't gotten anything from Breakman
Don't tell me
on.
you went to see Birds of Prey and that's why he's not here yet.
I probably son of a bitch. He's like totally doing that.
I don't remember him saying anything about having to do stuff.
I don't either. Let's see. I'm battling racist on Twitter. Um, trying to find. Yeah, this guy's definitely racist. Yeah, but anyways, the show's RP Grinders. Sorry for the delay there, guys. I've been battling people all fucking day on Twitter. I'm sick of a bunch of shit. I'm sick of all the Pete Buttigieg stuff, which I'll get into a little bit. I'm sick of the Iowa caucus nonsense. I'm sick of I'm basically just sick of the fucking Democratic Party, to be honest with you. I am definitely an independent. I'm not a Republican. I am definitely now. I mean, I
You know, a
sympathize.
lot of people say that democracy's dead, and I was like, no, it never died. It just was never meant for anybody other than the elite.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly. Millionaires, billionaires. I mean, you can see it clear as day. It's not even a question anymore. People used to question that, but I don't think there's any question that your assessment is correct. Gonna try to send. Oh, Breakman is. Oh, okay.
Because there is mob rule. That it happened when Trump got acquitted. It was the mob rule of the Republican Party.
I'm gonna take a look at this beautiful
That's
steel
true
book.
democracy.
Yeah.
Unlike the representative democracy we should have. But
Ooh, that's a nice looking steel book, Wyland. Oof. Man, I hate paying those fucking prices. And then for something, I mean, you heard me before, Wyland. I only get I usually only get physical disc if it's like steelbook or stuff like that. Like Nintendo games, I obviously have to get physical for the most part. But um, I do like steelbooks though. God damn, it's so tempting, Wyland. How dare you? How dare you? God damn it. You know what? Just for that. By the way,
I've never watched Redline or that one series from that one racing series that got an anime or anime app or it's an anime manga show
mm, mm,
that got a couple games based on. I think it was called I forget what it was called, but the main character was Takumi, and I think at one point it was localized as a different name entirely, which is why I can't remember either of the names.
yeah, yeah.
But I think Ignition was in the name of the show. Yeah, no, it was Initial D. That's what I was
Oh
thinking
yeah,
of.
yeah, yeah.
I've never watched Initial D.
Yeah, Wyland, $35 for a steel book is not very appealing. I'm with you, dude. I love the look of the steel books for sure. Like, if I can get a steel book, I will. Just like like all the, oh, that reminds me, I need to, fuck, I forgot to get, Yakuza Steelbook edition. I'll get that next check, but uh, I don't know. But I do like. Yeah, it's weird with steelbooks, Wyland. Like I bought Alien 4K because it's like the only Alien franchise movie to have a 4K edition for some stupid reason. I didn't realize they had a steelbook edition out for that one, and it's slick, but it's a crapshoot. You're right, man. Like whether or not they sell out, like it's so weird. And then the ones that don't sell out usually go on sale, so you can pick them up a little bit cheaper and stuff like that. So I don't know. If I had endless money, I would just still book an endless room. I would just still book the shit out of everything. But budget, budget always gets me.
I don't think Break's gonna show up.
No, he did. I was gonna tell you. He just DM'd me. He's restarting his computer as we speak. He's having problems with
Oh.
Skype. So if you're just joining us, we haven't started the show proper yet. Um, but we'll just go through the news real quick. There's not a ton of it, anyways. You know, the we'll just go through everything as quick as we can and get to the good stuff, as they say. I will have a review of Bliss. Eric's gonna have a review of Dark Souls 2. Um, I have a high escapade this week that kind of ties into Chatters. My idea of like having like
Oh, excuse
different
me.
sound bites and different picks for chatters, so it'll tie in because I think it's gonna tie into what I have in mind Freak 5. Hopefully he shows up today. I have an idea what I'll do for Wyland too. Wyland might actually appreciate what I do for him when I get it all set up. It's actually gonna be kind of cool. I think. I think it's a nice little odd nod to the people that always show up or usually show up. So um, nobody's sending in MP3s, so I'll just go ahead and do my own MP3s and own picks and stuff like that. But I have a real good idea of what I would do for, like, for instance, Freak 5. I got something in mind for Wyland. Slagar, when he shows up, I think I have an idea of what I would do for him. Just stuff like that. Just a little nod to people that are here constant. Dungeon Buster. I definitely have, although I haven't seen Dungeon in a couple weeks, man. I hope that dude's okay. Gotta love Dungeon Buster, but I have an idea of what I would do for him. Don't tell him, but I think it's gonna involve a dark elf and the soundbite from Gauntlet. You know how he's um, always talking about don't shoot the food. Yeah, that type of thing for him. Let's see. Wyland says before we start the show, I get the DC animated movie steelbook since Target is the one that usually gets the exclusive rights to them, and they usually only get 4 or 5 copies. Yeah, see, that's the thing, man. Like, I can't. I don't know. Like, I always have a hard. If I have, like, I got the Texas Chainsaw Steelbook because Bernie really wanted it, and you know, I mean, that's her favorite movie of all time. So of course, I would eventually get it if I could find it. But that, I think, was hard to find, and it even and it there was some detail I didn't see in the DVD of Texas Chainsaw, but I can't help but wonder if a 4K version on a 4K disc wouldn't be better. I'm almost thinking that it will. I don't know why I think that, but maybe it's just maybe my thinking is wrong. I don't fucking know, but I don't know. I think we're gonna have tons of fun on the show as soon as break gets in, and
I have a Twitter question.
For who?
I posted it on my Twitter wall, and I guess it's for Breakman.
Yeah.
Or everybody else can answer, though.
Okay. Oh, cool.
I think you saw it. You tweeted about it.
2001 Space Odyssey. And I believe it because I have the 4K Shining Steelbook, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look at my... No, I don't have the Steelbook, but I do have the 4K version of The Shining, and it looks spectacular, man. Like, the older movies are the ones that actually clean up nice in 4K and 8K. So, yeah. Yeah. No, it seems logical what you're saying, Wyland, but it actually works in reverse, dude. Like 35 millimeter, or what's the other format that I'm thinking of? But back in the day when they filmed those movies, it was crystal clear. Like, it was better than anything digital. It's sort of like how the best analogy that I can think of is like records, like vinyl records. If you listen to a vinyl record, I know it's got that like kind of graininess to it, but the sound is actually, like, the bass is actually deeper, and it just sounds better on a vinyl, even though the technology is way dated like analog. Um, but CDs obviously was the format that kind of upgraded from that, and the quality is not as good as a CD on CD as it is on a vinyl. It's kind of that type of thing. Like, it would seem like the newer technology cleans it up better, et cetera, but it's not the case, dude. Like, there's been film analysis, like Collative Learning, I think, has done a couple analysis on it, but Digital Foundry obviously does some stuff on 4K and stuff like that. But the older movies benefit the best because they were filmed in that technology, like the 35 millimeter and other formats back in the day. But yeah, it those movies are definitely better. Evil Dead 2 and First Blood. I have I now see here's the thing, Wyland. Like I have all of the Rambo movies like in 4K, but not on disc. So I know there's a difference between like streaming. If you stream something in 4K, it's not going to look quite as good as a disc
Well, that
because
has more to do with the bit rate and
yeah, bit rate and compression and other other factors. But yeah, okay, cool. Let's get break.
so this computer is done taking a dump. Okay.
Yeah. Let's add break to the combo here, and glad we got him in. Hopefully, let's see if he answers. Hey, break, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I haven't started the show, dude. We waited for you.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So we're just going to go through headlines pretty much, even though we don't have a lot of news. But you ready to go, dude?
Yeah, I'm ready. Just irritated with Skype.
Yeah, I know,
Why?
dude.
Why do I have to fucking reinstall you, Skype? I
Yeah,
do this often.
yeah. That's so weird. You should just be able to update and be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the
Uh,
only way to avoid getting me kicked off is you adding somebody else to the line first.
yeah. Did you get kicked off again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to deal with that. Okay, everybody ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, let's do this. And welcome everybody to episode 577 of RP Grinders, on our way to that magical 600, guys. I'm your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohorts, Eric the Great, Breakman the Bold, finally, after some Skype pickups. Gentlemen, how are you?
I'm looking more forward to episode 666.
Yes, I am too. That's got to be a special one too, man. Speaking of 666, my other handle, like I usually go by either Frank Branches or RP Grinders, obviously, but I don't know if you guys remember, but I also use Asmodeus. And the coolest thing, they came out with Asmodeus Dungeons and Dragons Funko, and I got it, and it's fucking awesome. But I don't know why I brought that up, just probably because we were talking 666, but Wyland's in chat. I gotta show you my collection, Wyland. It got an upgrade and with some wicked stuff, dude. I'll show you probably after the show. But Eric, how was your week, dude?
Um, it was an improvement from the weekend.
Oh, that's good, dude. You
I
feeling,
got sick over the weekend.
yeah, feeling a little bit better and all that
Still
type
have shit in my throat. It's gonna be. I'm not gonna want to talk a whole lot.
Yeah, that's cool, dude. We'll just run through headlines and get through it. We got lots to get to, so let's get to it.
RPG News.
All right, Eric, take it away.
First of all, I have to wonder if like Sony owns the Neo IP because they're the ones publishing Neo 2, just like last time.
I don't know.
Like the only way Koei Tecmo even got around that in the first time that with the complete edition is because they called it the complete edition.
Interesting. All right, Eric, let's get this news done and over with, dude.
So no wonder I have gotten emails about that game.
Yeah. Okay, Eric, let's get started, dude. We got to roll.
From hold on a second. From RPG site, we've got a game called Undungeon, which is a pixel art roguelike action RPG, and it's set to release in late 2020 for PC. Although I'm imagining the console versions will be shortly.
It looks
after
cool.
that.
The artwork looks cool as hell. I don't know if you guys are able to see the video, but it looks really good. Looks really stellar.
Yeah, it says it's As evident looking at the screenshots or trailers, the game is heavily influenced by Hyperlight Drifter. The development team also names Transistor, FTL, and Enter the Gungeon as other sources of inspiration, which I can also see.
Yeah, it looks really good, man. I mean, I don't know if
And the
there's
name of the developer is named Laughing Machines.
yeah, to Lapping Machines. Lapping Machines. Yeah, that's cool, man.
I like that
Um,
name.
yeah, it's cool. Anything else on that, Eric?
Not really. So the game world is based on the multiversal principles.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
Of
you might
DC
go
or
into
Marvel?
different.
Who's multiverse?
So you might be going to different like variations of places you've been to earlier in the game.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, that's kind of a neat idea for a game. But I do like the pixel art for sure. All right, break. What do we got next?
Oh, I want to know whose multiverse it is. Like, there are different rules depending on whose multiverse it is.
That's true.
Coming to us live from RPG site, The Outer Worlds for Nintendo Switch delayed due to coronavirus. Surpasses 2 million units sold on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and those are sold units. Nice. Private Division has announced via Twitter The Outer Worlds for Nintendo Switch has been delayed due to the coronavirus concerns impacting Virtuoso Games, the China-based team handling the port. Oh, that's why. Switch
Also, I think the other reason is they need time to make the physical release now because they're going to do it actual physical release now.
Yeah, they are. That's what I was about to say because that was the next sentence. So
Okay.
I guess I can skip ahead.
And
No,
like
I
the
don't
only
need to say
reason
anything
I
else.
think they're even doing a physical release, other than the fact that people whined about it, is China doesn't have
Been
an
on your
eShop,
feet
so it's like
Yeah.
a way
20+
of
hours
getting
a
around
day,
that.
nothing
Hang
to
on, guys. I
get
don't
rid
know
of
where
pain.
that's
I
coming
just couldn't
from.
believe that putting these art supports in.
Jesus Christ, man.
You gotta
Ads.
believe. You have to believe, Frank. You have
Oh
to
boy.
believe. You have to believe. You have to say it with passion.
Yeah, yeah. I believe.
Okay.
Okay. I believe that was some bullshit advertising there, but you know.
So I'm
whatever.
thinking the only reason the physical release is happening is because they want that China money, and China doesn't have an eShop, so they need to get around it.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's cool, man. Outer Worlds selling like crazy. That's cool. All right. Anything else on that break?
No.
Okay. Next story comes to us also from RPG site. Metal Max Xeno Reborn Japanese release delayed from March 26th to July 9th. So it's a full remake of Metal. We talked about this before.
They need to take as long as they possibly can because Metal Max Xeno was garbage.
Yeah. Current-
I want to know more about a game with a dog with a machine gun on his back.
Yeah, that's definitely the screenshot is for those listening and on the archives.
That's
is,
a reoccurring theme within the series, which Xeno did not have because you could. Everything about Xeno is a disaster. It was basically an unfinished game that they released because Kadokawa Games is the publisher, and Kadokawa Games is known for releasing broken shit.
Yeah. Currently, we are entering the final stage of development, and the game has become playable. But we concluded that we still.
Probably pushed back hard against the publisher.
Boy, what
No,
a
we can't
Final
release the game now.
It's
what a
playable.
what a
Got it playable.
yeah, what is that's like reeks of confidence right there. It's playable, but we could
It's broken.
It's not very good though.
yeah, reeks of confidence there, doesn't it, gentlemen?
Got none of those bugs taken care of, but it plays.
Yeah, but okay, it goes on to say, but we concluded that we will still need more time to reach the degree of completeness that will satisfy all of our users. We will take a bit more time and continue proceeding through the development with our full strength so that we can certainly deliver it with content that will please our customers. Yeah, you better do that there, Kadokawa Games, because, you know, if the game sucks, nobody's going to buy it. So
I just have to say, waiting for to get the gameplay down till the last thing you do is not a good idea.
I know. Not
saying.
this game's. I can guarantee this game is gonna suck based on what Eric said and based on that quote alone.
It's gonna be better, but I don't know by how much.
Ugh, it's probably not gonna be that much better, Eric. If they're having issues this far into the game, I don't think so, dude. All right, Eric, what do we got next?
What do you mean issues? They just got it playable.
What do we got next, Eric?
Another delay. Fairy Tale, which is based on the anime and manga of the same name, has been delayed to June 26th instead of its March 19th release.
Yeah. Jesus, Wyland's all alone in chat. That's
So the
kind of
only thing
unusual.
we're gonna get in March that's gonna be worth a damn are Animal Crossing, if you like Animal Crossing for some goddamn reason, because I don't see how doing shit you do in real life in the game world is any more fun, even if it does have cute animals.
I like Animal Crossing. How dare you, sir? It's just one of those games that you could just relax to, dude. It's not. I mean, it's not like a serious like gaming experience at all. It's not meant to be, dude.
Well, the only other game other than that would be Doom, and then the two other words would be Neo 2 and La Mulana 2, 1 and 2.
Yeah. Break says he likes Fairy Tale. Eric, so what do you say about that?
I wasn't talking bad about Fairy Tale.
Okay, I was just saying what Break was saying in chat. You know, being a Tattletale.
Anyways, it's coming to PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Sorry, Break, man. You need to get yourself a console.
Well, maybe he'll get the PS5.
Damn,
Man.
he doesn't even consider Xbox a console anymore.
No, it definitely
it's
is.
downgraded in his mind.
It's basically a PC. Why not?
Yeah. Oh, there's Freak 5 Chaos. He says Mrs.
Or at least
Freak.
the next one will be basically PC.
Mrs. Freak is fucking excited about the new Animal Crossing. Freak 5 says, "See, I agree with you, Freak 5. So how dare you, Eric? How dare
Actually,
you?
I wasn't even
Bill
pooping.
paying simulator.
I wasn't even trying to poop the Xbox. I mean, like by a console, I meant the other two.
I like the Xbox. So how dare you, Eric?
I'm like in episode 50 something of Fairy Tale. I think it's like 52 is where I left off.
Wow. Somebody
And
needs.
now I've got time to watch the entire series before the game comes out.
Somebody
But,
need.
do you know who the Sharia character is, Break, and when she shows up in the series?
Who was that?
Sharia.
It's been a while since I've watched it. What does she do?
I don't know. I'm only looking at a character here.
Oh, what's her? I was wondering, like, what's her magic ability?
Yeah. Hey guys, Eric, you missed the most important part of this story, though. When is this coming out in North America, Eric?
I already said June.
June what?
June 25th.
No, not in North America.
Oh, that's a day difference.
Yep. It makes a big difference. I'll tell you why in a second. What day, Eric?
June 26th.
You know what June 26th is? It's
No.
Frank Branch's day, bitches. That's what
Oh.
that is. So
Nice.
somebody needs
Frank
to
can get this game as a birthday present to himself.
to myself. How dare you? You guys need to get this for me. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
we
saying.
will.
Yeah, we will. He's
So
like,
I will give you, like, I'll get like a, I don't know, PayPal donation thing going or something. I don't know. And Frank can chip in like the other half.
yeah, there you go. Freak Pie says, I wish I could smack Tom Nook with the net. I wish I could just kill Tom Nook, Freak 5. He's the biggest fucking ass. Tom Nook sucks. All right.
But it sounds like it's a worldwide release because the director's talking about his apology here regarding the delay.
Yeah. They're always sorry, but Break and I always, and I think you too, Eric.
I hope the extra time is being taken to allow the English dub to be in the game.
Well, that would be nice. That would definitely be nice.
Because Koei has this weird thing about not including dual audio in its games.
Yeah.
And they've done that especially hard lately because Artillerizer did not have an English dub, even a partial dub, because that's what they've been doing with the series up until now. And then when Nelke came out, they're like, we're not even going to do that.
Yeah. Okay, anything else on this, Eric?
No.
Break, you're up.
Yay me! Oh, I meant coming to us live from RPG site. Sci-fi action RPG Hellpoint releases for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC on April 16th.
That's definitely not Frank Branch's
Not
day.
Frank this day, no. No, it
Yeah.
isn't. Hellpoint is developed by Canadian studio Cradle Games following a successful Kickstarter campaign. Frank's favorite website. Players find themselves on a derelict space station known as Irid Novo. That's a
I'm
crappy
sorry.
name,
You
I
said
guess.
derelict, and my mind went straight to Freak Five Chaos. He says that explains a lot. Frank is a Cancer. Yes, I am. And
Wow.
he proceeds to get something from me, which is right here. You're exiled. God damn it! Really?
So you're aboard this ship with an odd name, unless that's like unless it's like a different language, maybe. Anyway, where they are tasked with determining how a catastrophe known as the Merge took place. The game features cooperative multiplayer throughout the campaign.
Okay.
Okay. Do you
Um,
want bullet points on the game, or?
Nah, I think we're good, man. Like they didn't give. You see, this is what I'm gonna do from now on. If they give us gameplay, then we'll talk more about it. Until they give
it.
us gameplay, I'm not interested. You know what I mean?
I'm wondering whether or not it's like a Souls-like.
Who knows, man? No gameplay, dude. Like I'm. Look, we've talked about this before. When they just give you fucking trailers that are CG and they look all pretty and to try to get you excited, it has the exact opposite effect for me. I don't get excited until I see a little bit of gameplay. I see gameplay and I'm good. You know, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah, this sounds interesting. There's screenshots of gameplay underneath of it.
Okay. What you got? What are
Okay,
some of the things?
Irid Novo is a massive interconnected world full of mysteries, hidden passages, and secrets within secrets, all for you to explore in any order you like. More dread and shivers await you as you travel deeper into the darkest corners of this forsaken colony.
Yeah, it sounds like a Souls-like.
Dozens of melee and ranged weapons and armor pieces to suit your playstyle. Every weapon has a unique special abilities that unlock the more you fight with them. A fascinating new sci-fi universe reminiscent of classic sci-fi movies, set in the aftermath of a massive quantum cataclysm, and complete with a deep lore and goosebump-inducing soundtrack. The space station orbits in real time around an ominous black hole that triggers various dynamic events such as boss appearances, horde assaults, as well as modified enemy stats and positions. If you are struggling, ask a friend to press start to join you in couch co-op session, or call for assistance online. I was going to say good, because none of us have real life friends. We're all online. The entire game can be completed uninterrupted in co-op. The loot is shared, and the experience of local player player 2 is saved and not watered down. So
Okay. I'm gonna say this, break. You actually did
Yeah,
a
I'm
good.
looking at the GUI. It even has the Souls-like GUI to
Okay,
it.
Eric, you're probably correct. It's gonna be a Souls like, but I'm gonna throw this in there. I think it has elements of Dead Space in there too. That's what it. I
Ooh.
get the vibe. I'm getting the vibe, break. If you look at the screenshots, like,
Oh, we haven't had a Space Souls yet, so someone had to do it at
yeah,
some
why
point.
not? I'm down. I'm totally down. It makes sense.
Space
Yeah,
Souls.
why not?
Sounds like it should be a late night cartoon.
Yeah.
Space Souls.
But
But
the
like, the Surge is basically just Robot Souls.
yeah. Wyland says, "Oh hell, I forgot to mention this when we were talking about. I believe you were talking about steelbooks. They're going to announce the details of the Dawn of the Dead 4K disc on Friday, March 13th. That's cool, man. I would be down for that if it's reasonably priced, like $20, something like that. But they'll probably go for the full 30, which will turn me off for sure. Or anything else on this break?
No.
Okay, let's move on to the next story, which pisses me off as soon as it comes up on my screen here. Jesus Christ. Kingdom Hearts all-in-one package releases on March 17th for PlayStation 4. That's the whole story. It'll be available for $50, which sounds okay. If they would have included the DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3, this would have
Yeah,
been
how's it truly all on one and Square?
this would have been a slam dunk purchase day one, but of course Square Enix got a Square Enix. I guarantee they'll come out with a digital version with the DLC for the same price or cheaper later. So I would
Okay, you should delay it and put it in.
they should, but they won't. They won't. They'll release it.
That's stupid.
Yeah,
Let me tell you how Remind should end. It should end with Sora getting all the Kingdom Hearts girls pregnant. And that's why they're super sad when he disappears.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I gotta say about that
child
guy.
support money to deadbeat asshole.
Yeah, I know. March 17, 2020. I'm gonna give this a hearty non-recommend and until they come out with maybe a physical edition with the DLC. That would be the one to get. I say skip this one and move on to the next. Okay, Eric, what do we got next?
Unless you get it cheaper.
That's true. If you get it for 29, maybe it'll be worth it because then you could purchase the DLC for 20 and you're good to go. All right, Eric, what do we got?
We got how Cold Vein has sold over 1 million.
That's good.
That's worldwide.
It's a little lower. I don't know what their expectations were, but
I don't know. I don't know if it's bad because if I think that's what you're kind of saying.
Yeah.
Because they're releasing these numbers. They
Yeah.
don't usually release numbers when they're bad.
No, that's. I mean, selling 1 million units, especially for a new IP, is really good. You know, that's really good. So, then, there you go.
So, but you're disappointed with that?
I thought this game would sell more than that. I thought this would be like in the 1.5 2 million range, to be honest with you, because I played Code Vein, and I thought it was one of those type of games that could appeal to almost anybody. Like it had this really cool anime style to it, and it was more like Dark Souls.
It's got the most robust character creation system.
Yeah, and it does. The character creation is insane. I thought it had a wide appeal, but that was wider than this. But maybe for a first outing, it's not bad, and maybe Code Vein 2 will sell 2 million, and everybody will happy. That's why he disappeared to avoid the child support. Freak Vibe says. It's more than likely only going to be a UK release, since the person who owns the rights to the movie is a prick and wants an arm and leg to release it. I mean, Wyland, you got to think about that too. If you own the rights to something and you want to make a ton of money, then you're going to ask a premium. That's just the way things goes. But I agree with you, man. It should be released here, and I don't know. All right, what do you guys think?
What movie is he talking about?
Dawn of the Dead. It's a great movie. That's I think Day of the Dead is my favorite of the first three. Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead. I like Day a lot. I know everybody likes Dawn better than Day, but Day's really good. Day's really, really fucking good. I think it's underrated, but whatever. Okay, anything else on that break?
That wasn't my story.
Oh, Eric, anything else on Code Vein selling? Or that was my story.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay. Breakman, you get the honor
Coming
of the
to us live from our... Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. You get the honor of the last story. Go for it.
Coming to us live from RPG site. Hero Must Die Again. That's a good
great title. Yeah.
Launches February 26th.
No, it's Hero Must Die
PlayStation 4.
Again.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
You said it so fast, though.
Yeah.
No,
he said it. He said it. All right.
I'm sorry. Hero Must Die.
Again.
Let me see. It's going to launch on February 26th for Steam and PlayStation 4, February 27th for the Switch. So there you go.
Yeah.
I like the name.
Looks
Hero
cool.
Must
It's
Die.
actually a port of the Vita port, which was originally a mobile phone game.
Wow. That's
Hero
crazy.
Must Die Again features a hero who has only 5 more days left to live. Well, that sucks. And the player must choose how they use the limited time remaining to resolve remaining conflicts scattered around the world. Conflicts? Hell no, I'm getting laid. Scattered around the world, which can lead to various endings. I would go into with the endings.
And the
that
endings
involve
all have
not dying
epilogues.
5 days.
Yeah.
The endings all have an epilogue that tells you about the 300 years of history that happened after all the things you did.
All the women you impregnated in your wake.
Only
He might have died, but he left a long extended bloodline.
only break, man. Only break. All right. Anything else on that break?
Nope. That's a
Okay.
great title, though.
Yeah, it is a great title. Hero Must Die
Also,
Again.
we mentioned this earlier, but like you start off at max power and you gradually lose your power.
Stop.
I know. What the hell, man? That's so weird. All right, homie discounts. I'm not gonna mention too many because we got to move on. But there's I think Spyro is on sale on both the Xbox and the PlayStation. I know for sure on the PlayStation it's on sale for $20. That's a great buy, and also Crash Bandicoot. If you want that trilogy, that's also $20 on the PlayStation Network. I'm pretty sure it's on the Xbox too, if I'm not mistaken. When I looked, but those are our homie discounts. Should I play your music? Break.
No, there's conversation in Twitter, but it wasn't. It was you and Wyland, so
Okay,
that was
me and
it.
Wyland. Damn it. Okay, let's move on to.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Choir minds want to know. Before we do that, Freak5 says, has anyone played For the King? I can say I have not. Either of you guys played that?
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, maybe did we talk about it and I've just completely forgotten?
Eric, have you played it?
Which game?
For the King.
No, never heard of it.
All right. Wyland says Grand Blue Fantasy looks pretty, but the game uses delay-based netcode. Hard pass. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Wyland.
I guess if you're a super fighting enthusiast, yeah, that's a no sell for you.
Yeah. All right.
I know plenty of other people who liked it, so
Yeah.
Break. A niche.
All right. Break, what have you been playing, sir?
Let me see. I said last week I beat Crackdown. There was really nothing else to do other than play with friends and hunt orbs and stuff. And I went a little bit orb hunting, and then I'm like, well, okay, I got Game Pass. Let's try something else. So I started playing Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Oh, how's that?
That's a fun game. I've been quite enjoying it. Kind of goes back to more of the basics of the older the versus games like X-Men versus Street Fighter. It's just two characters to switch between, and moves are really simplified, combos are simplified, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got beginner access, and then it's got more advanced combos.
The only thing I don't care about that game is how ugly it looks.
You mean what about the story? Do you?
or the completely insanely stupid story.
No.
It's not even so good. It's not even a insanely stupid. It's so bad it's good. Stupid. It's stupid.
Like we made a story to justify why we've got all these characters together. So, fuck, what's his name? Ultron gets an Infinity Stone and he merges all these worlds together because currently Capcom's like just one world, and like Mega Man X and Arthur live in the same one world or something. I don't understand any of it.
In different timelines, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're and like Asgard merged with I think it was actually merged with Mega Man X's world, and there were other merges, and it's just trying to get all these characters together and do funny things. Like at one point in the story, well, I guess I don't know if it's a spoiler, but Thanos is in the game, and at one point he steals Ryu's dark power.
Oh, ooh, that's nifty. That's
Which I
kind of
think
cool.
they're using that to set up him as the big villain for the sequel to that game.
If they make a sequel, I don't.
Well, I mean, the series has been going on forever. The series has been going on since the mid '90s.
Yeah, but the real problem is trying to convince Disney to let them make another one without them having studio interference.
Yeah, I can see that. You might be right. They might have to go. Well,
that's part of the reason that the roster is kind of lackluster, is because Disney really wanted them to sell the MCU characters.
I don't know about lackluster. It's got, I mean, these are characters they've used in the past, so a lot of them are really familiar to me, like Iron Man and Captain America, Spider-Man and the Hulk. You know, I was able to instantly know exactly what their special moves are and stuff like that just by picking it up. I'm like, oh yeah, these are the same characters from the '90s. Okay,
that's really cool. Hard pass for me, Freak5 on For the King. It's kind of a hex-based grid system strategy game, it looks like, and
although with as ugly as Infinite looks, it's not as ugly looking as damn it, now I can't remember. Oh well, I've seen worse though.
Yeah. What else you been playing?
It's just so stupid watching them interact through the story. But I do like that there's a little bit of an interaction during the fight. Like each character instead of in old games, it was an announcer who'd call in the fighters, called the names of the fighters. Now the characters do it. I don't know if they did that in the third one. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But now, like for instance, like Dante is gonna call in. Well, he calls in Miss Marvel. He's like Miss Marvelous, or I'm sorry, Captain Marvel. My bad, Captain Marvelous. And Hulk's like for Spider-Man, he's like Webhead, and and
Yeah.
Spider-Man will call the Hulk, and it's kind of neat, a little extra touch there that they. And then sometimes I've heard when you're in when they give you that warning when your health is low, I've heard other characters yell out like "No, get out!" like "Tag out" or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little extra thing that I think is really cool. I like to see more of that interaction in fighting games. I want the characters to talk to each other while they're fighting.
Oh yeah,
and stuff,
the game I was thinking of was Jump Force. That's a really ugly looking game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's on Game Pass too. I downloaded it, but then I deleted it to make room for the game that I'm going to be playing next.
Well, what are you going to be playing next?
I'll be playing Final Fantasy 15 next because it was added to Game Pass.
Yay! Right on,
I'm going to be
dude.
playing that soon, but I kind of want to save that until after I've played Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah. Horizon Zero
Well, there's
Dawn.
not really much left for me to do in. I'm sorry, go ahead, Ryan.
No. Go right ahead, dude.
I was gonna say there's not much left for me to do in Capcom Infinite. Just I can play through the arcade again and again, just beat it without different characters, but and maybe unlock some achievements. But there's no endings for playing through the arcade. It's just a story mode ending, and they have no need to play the story mode.
Yeah, like they made one story mode ending, and so like doesn't matter which characters you beat it with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Freak Pipe says Saturday morning RPG sounds good too. I'm playing video of that. It does look good. That one I might play for sure.
And I tried to go online and just I think I landed a couple hits, maybe one combo before I was completely destroyed every way.
What the hell was that? That was weird. Okay.
Something
Sounded
fell.
like clapping. Someone fell. Oh,
No.
somebody's breaking stuff.
No, that was a 2-liter bottle of Coke Zero. So there you go.
So yeah, I mean, other than like achievements and like doing like the training modes and stuff like that, there's not really much left for me to do. So I'll probably just move on to Final Fantasy and just get that out to play with every once in a while type thing.
Yeah, I have yet to. Oddly enough, break. I have Final Fantasy 15 on the Xbox of all systems, so it's one of the ones that I need to get rid of. I haven't even delved into it and get rid of. By get rid of, I mean like beat. I beat almost all my PlayStation games, so then it's on to the Xbox and a few games I have there, and that's one of them. So
Well, if I beat the game before any of you, I'll wait until you beat it so we can do a review together.
All right, that's cool.
Okay, that sounds
you'll
good.
definitely beat it before me because I take my time playing games.
Yeah.
It takes me a while sometimes. I was gonna say that Final Fantasy 15 has online modes.
Oh, okay. Maybe we could tackle that game together then.
No,
Break.
you don't play the main game co-op. It's like a special section of the game.
Oh, okay. Well,
It has its own story and stuff.
okay. Maybe we'll do that. Break. Sounds cool.
That'd be cool, yeah.
All right. What else you been playing, Break?
Just my phone games.
Okay.
I need to satisfy my addictions.
Yeah, of course. Eric, what you been playing?
I need to fix that. I haven't updated it yet, but just more Seven Scarlet, more Dark Souls 2. I completed the main game, and I'm working my way through the DLC.
Okay. Anything
I'm
else?
actually kind of stuck because I might need to spend time grinding for as many human effigies as possible because I burned through a lot of them trying to kill the Fume Knight.
Yeah.
And the thing about the Dark Souls 2 is enemies stop respawning after you kill them enough times.
Yeah.
So, and like the only way to respawn them at that point is to use a bonfire aesthetic, which basically puts a specific region of the game into New Game Plus.
Oof. Yeah.
And you can get that ratcheted all the way up to New Game Plus 7
Jesus.
before it stops.
Wow. Okay. Anything?
And it's already a sharp increase from the new game to New Game Plus in regards to the damage enemies can do to you.
Yeah.
And in fact, Dark Souls 2 is unique compared to Dark Souls 1 and Demon Souls and Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne because and Sekiro, I guess, because it includes new enemies that show up. And like when you beat a boss again, it will give you more items from defeating it.
Okay.
It's the
what-
only way to really get some of the higher level spells and stuff in the game.
Okay. What else you been playing, or Eric?
But I guess I'll talk more about that when we get to it. But that's really it. Just those two.
Okay. Well then, let's move on to. Oh, I've been playing just a tad bit of Spider-Man, and MPQ, of course. Let's move on to reviews because both Eric and I have reviews this week.
Cool.
But like I was talking about Dark Souls 2.
Yep. Review of Dark Souls 2, Eric.
Scholar of the First Sin Edition, which is the version that was released for PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 after the original 360 and the PS3 and PC releases. But it basically is the base game, but with the DLC included, and certain things were tweaked in addition to that, like different enemy placements and levels, and some quality of life improvements. And since the DLC is included into the game, they had to tweak how you access it. Like the game will just they put items that you need to access the DLC in certain areas, so they had to shift some of the item collection around. But Dark Souls 2 is a weird game, and some people regard it as the black sheep of the series.
Yeah, I kind of.
And while it's the least entertaining of the three, they did a lot of things that the third game didn't do, which I wish it did. Like the fact that you can respec your character without having to use a stupid item. You just talk to a certain character and they'll do it for you and no cost. But that was nice, and the bonfire aesthetic thing was interesting. And while I'm not a fan of the eventual enemies not respawning anymore, because that could put you into a corner eventually, but it was at least different. And I think the game's biggest weaknesses are the fact that so many of the enemies and bosses are kind of uninteresting.
Yeah. Okay, so what are you giving Dark Souls 2?
And I think it feels that way, especially because Miyazaki didn't direct this game.
Yeah.
He was just a supervisory role.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so what are you giving Dark Souls 2?
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Yeah, all right. 8 out of 10, that's fair. The Freak 5 was talking a podcast where they play chunks of RPGs. It's called Square Roots. I've heard of that podcast, Freak 5. Pretty good.
Also, none of the DLC actually has a team that's tied to it, so it's just you're doing it just to do it.
Yeah. Wyland says, I'm thinking about going to Final Combat in March. They're going to announce a bunch of stuff there, and they have guests as well. Yeah, go for it, Wyland, for sure. That'd be awesome. You could be our man on the scene, and give us a report on it. I'm going to review a movie called Bliss. It's on Shudder. If you don't have Shudder and you like horror movies, there's no reason not to get it. It's like $5 a month. You can get it yearly, I think, for even a little bit cheaper. There's so much content on there. Like I was watching a series that they have going on called Deadlands, which is about like the equivalent of Native Americans in New Zealand, and it's kind of brutal. It's really cool. But anyways, movie I'm going to be reviewing is called Bliss. The best way I can describe this movie is a modern vampire, drug-induced
I knew that
Um,
the name Bliss made it sound like drugs were involved.
it totally is involving drugs. It's about this woman who's an artist and she has an agent and she's trying to paint a painting and it's just not quite coming to her. So she takes, I guess she just took drugs just to kind of, you know, get into that mood of painting or whatever. But it takes her down a dark path. And long story short, she becomes a vampire-like creature, but without the fangs. And it affects her work in a good way, I guess. And she's trying to figure out like what her affliction is. So she has to track down the woman who gave her this disease, and it leads down some interesting paths. It's like I said, it's like a drug induced vision of terror at times. Other times it's symbolic of other things like mental illness, and it handles those things quite well. Allegories for addiction, allegories for mental illness, allegories for paranoia, and other things that really come to the forefront in horror that aren't explored that often.
Is this a movie that was in theaters? Because I might have missed it.
It was not in theaters, Eric, but I highly recommend watching it. It's not going to shock anybody. Like it's not one of those horror movies that's full of jump scares, or it's more of an atmospheric horror. Not in the vein of like a Dracula or anything like that. It's more of like an urban nightmare is the best way that I can put it. And I highly recommend watching it. I can't say enough about the movie. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. And the performances are super solid, especially from the lead character. She is fantastic, and she alone is worth watching the movie for. So,
I've been seeing it.
yeah, it's a clinic when it comes to writing and acting, and in a lot of ways editing, and visually it's a treat. Like it's hard to explain. It's not one of those movies that you can easily explain in a review. I just recommend watching it, especially if you're a horror fan, or if you just like the art of movies in general. Definitely take a peek. It's well worth it. So 9 out of 10.
Like I asked earlier, like where can I see this movie?
It's on Shudder, dude. Like
Oh.
that's the best way that you can watch it. You can also rent it on Vudu or any of the other services for like $4, and it's worth the $4. You'll get a lot out of it. So especially if you watch it more than once, it's one of those movies that is more kind of artsy, but in a good way. I hate those art house movies that don't mean anything. This movie definitely means a lot of things. So I'm curious to see what you guys think if you ever watch it. It's called Bliss. You can check it out on Shudder with your subscription, or you can rent it on any of the streaming services. So there you go. Break, did you have any reviews this week?
I don't remember what I did this week. Oh wait, no, I don't.
No? Okay. All right, then we will move on to...
Hi-scapade.
Okay, do either of you have a highscapade?
Not really.
You Break?
No.
Okay. I've got a highscapade, right? And I've been talking about this idea that I have for the chatters of like adding sound bites, and now I even like I was discussing with Bernie, like I think even putting up like a picture, like for instance, I was talking about like for Dungeon Buster, who's not in chat, oddly. He usually is in chat, but I was thinking of like like don't shoot the food, like a gauntlet style soundbite, and putting like a picture of like a Drizzt Do'Urden from Dungeons and Dragons, or like an elf, like a badass elf like shooting an arrow or something like that for dungeon. And I have different ideas for for different people. Like I have one for Wyland, which I won't discuss right now because I want it to be kind of a surprise. But there's one that I have to discuss.
I have
And
one. I have one for him I could think of.
for who? Wyland?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have one in mind
Finish
too.
him.
Yep, something like that. Of course, that would be kind of natural for Wyland. But while I was talking to Bernie, I don't know what we were talking about, but I had this idea of like pictures and sound for chatters, right? For the people that are in chat that are always here or usually here. Slagar, MXT every once in a while shows up, but and so I don't know how we got to talking about it, but um I had mentioned that mine, like for Freak 5 Chaos, it'd have to be like somebody's O face, and she's like, and Bernie's like, well, what about like Robert Pattinson? I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, I read a story how Robert Pattinson in a movie called Ashes, I think the movie was called Ashes, like had a scene where he was like jerking off, right? And he did this like O face, like orgasm face, right? And I'm like, what do you like? She goes, yeah, like apparently Robert Pattinson actually jerked off on camera. Like, of course, you couldn't see like the act down below, but the camera was squarely on his face, and he said he did that because he couldn't manufacture that level of, so he was committed to the role, so he actually jerked off on camera so that they could get his O face. And I'm gonna
Really?
yes. So
I just really you can't do like you had to. Oh my god!
I know
Pervert
it.
just wanted to jack off in front of people.
Right,
That's what it sounds
exactly.
like to me.
So every time, this is gonna be, I got it up on the screen now for Freak 5 and Wyland because they're the only two in chat, I think. Let me make sure I'm correct in that assessment. Yeah. Oh, and Commander Root's in there. But every time Freak 5 like gets into chat, this is gonna be his moniker, if you will. Like when he gets into chat, is Robert Pattinson's O face. I think it's really appropriate. I don't know the soundbite yet, but that's gonna be Freak 5. Every time I see him in
You
chat.
do that scene from Office Space. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's a good one. I might just do that. But yeah, so there you go. That's my highscapade of the week is Robert Pattinson's O face. Let us move on to everybody's favorite segment.
Ah, what is it?
Stinko of the week.
Brakeman, take it away. What's your
Robert Pattinson's O face.
Wyland? Yes, you did, sir. You did need to see. He says, "Why did I need to see this? Or did I need to see that?" I was like, "Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Wyland. Of course." So, what is your Stinko of the week, Break?
Ugh. I mean, yeah, you already know like what.
Well, I
the
could
Travis.
have put that in mind, but I figured it was everybody's.
Yeah.
Yeah, the travesty of justice that was called justice this week, among other things. Like just every day has been kind of shit for the most part,
Yeah.
So
No, I know.
politically speaking, like I mean, he gets acquitted, and basically he was told by the Republican Party it's okay for you to solicit foreign governments for help investigating your political rivals.
Yes.
So if you think it's okay for him to do that, what do you think it's okay for the president to do to us now?
Yeah, it's scary, and I told you guys this a long ass time ago. It leads to fascism. It really does, and he did something very fascist as well after that.
Oh my God!
Break me.
Firing
More than
somebody.
one thing's that there were several things that have just really been scary this week that I've seen.
Yeah.
At a rally, I think it was Monday or something.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it was even last week. He had his the people at the rally pledge allegiance to him.
Yeah.
To vote to him, like they pledge not to the Constitution, not to America, not
Yep.
to the Republic, to him.
Well, I told you about that woman that said that She never thought that she would like a dictator, but if there was to be one, Donald Trump would be it. And you know, something else happened, and I'll let you go on more break. I hate to cut in on your
No, go ahead.
stinko,
Yeah,
but
I've been talking enough. I talk too
no,
much.
no, 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 dude. Sometimes you don't talk enough, dude. But I do want to interject that the scariest thing out of all this is right after he had Lieutenant Vindman escorted out of the White House, and not only that, that was scary enough, right? Like that's retribution, right? Luckily, he didn't put him in jail and stuff like that. But
Only
um,
because he couldn't.
well, he can do anything
No,
he
I mean, he
wants.
will.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
he's escalating to that. He's not as dumb as he is. I think he realizes like he needs to escalate slowly
Slowly.
as
Yep.
he's done.
Yep, yep. Fascism takes over like very incrementally, right? That's why
Yeah.
I always say incrementalism kills, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. That's why I can't stand middle of the road candidates like Pete
The
Buttigieg or.
two-party system's gonna be the death of this
It
country.
is, it is, it truly is. But the scariest thing wasn't even that, Breakman. The scariest thing was he has a twin brother. His twin brother is also a lieutenant colonel, and he got escorted from the White House in his role and fired. And to me,
Jeez.
yes, that to me was the scariest thing. That was sending a message. You fuck with me, I'm not only going to take you out, I'm going to take your family out. And that was a clear message. And
Yeah.
if anybody isn't scared of that, I don't know what to tell them. Like it's just crazy.
Well, what about his speech where he was, going off on all the people that got in his way, and he was thanking everybody who helped him, and
Yep.
and such like that. Or I mean, his State of Union speech, where obviously he gave the Medal of Honor to the most vile racist person in America.
Yep.
I don't know what else to say about that.
Well,
But
I'll be
also,
talking
I
about
don't.
that. I'll be
Oh
talking
yeah,
about that.
we'll definitely get into that. But I don't know if a lot of people noticed, but he called public schools government schools.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't think that was any slip of the tongue.
Nope. 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 It doesn't, and that's scary because that means that has his sight definitely set on the separation of church and state. That's not going to happen anymore. Like that. That's to me. Um, he is in the throng of being a dictator. Like he is very close, guys. I know we talked about it before, but he is super close to pulling that trigger.
Well, the
And
problem is, I mean, because of the Republican Party, he's gotten the perfectly. He's been okayed to basically cheat in the election.
yep, yep,
Our own government said, "Hey, yeah, our president can go ahead and cheat in the election. It's
yeah,
fine."
yep. And they said that in the Iowa caucuses too. By the way,
Yeah.
the Democrats are just as complicit in that whole thing. Weiland says no one in this complete clown show, both sides, took this seriously. Voting is the only way. Um,
Yeah.
I'm even questioning that, Weiland. I don't even know if that's going to
That's
help.
I'm afraid at this point what's going on. Like he is doing everything he can to rig the election.
Yeah, yeah,
And his party has already started something that's not widely reported. When the Democrats were having their problem
mm-hmm.
with the apps and stuff like that,
Yeah,
there was a backup solution where they were to call in,
mm-hmm.
like a call-in system. Trump supporters flooded the call system so they couldn't use it.
Yeah, yeah. It's
That's not something widely reported, and I don't know why. But well, no, I take it. I know why. It just the media is not doing a good enough job reporting on what Trump is doing.
well that and the Democrats are completely botching everything, and they don't give a
Oh
fuck
God.
because they would rather have 4 more years of Trump than unify behind somebody like Bernie Sanders. I'll be
I
talking
mean,
about
there are ones that definitely want to do something, but Pelosi's got in the way
yeah,
of a lot of it. I mean,
yeah,
and look at her whole impeachment. The man's committed crime after crime, but let's only go after him for 2 articles of impeachment.
yeah,
They went after Clinton for more than 2.
yeah. You know the reason why, Breakman. The
Hmm.
reason why is because they're complicit in a lot of the bullshit that they would have brought up against Trump. Like a lot of the corruption, they are definitely part of as well. So, and it's only political theater. Like her ripping up the State of the Union address was total political theater. It didn't do
I thought that
anything.
was hilarious, though.
It's hilarious, but it doesn't mean anything. You know what I
I know,
mean?
but the hypocrisy of everybody who's like, oh my, I can't believe she ripped up that document when, like, this thing started off with him refusing to shake her hand, for God's sakes. I mean,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
petty back and forth bullshit, whatever. But I mean, she ripped up the document. He ripped up the Constitution, for God's sakes.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
him and his party just ripped up the Constitution.
They sure did. They sure did. Uh, but there's a slight, tiny silver lining to it that I will
Before
get
you get to
to.
that, I just want to make the point really that incrementally they've been giving more and more power to the president.
Yep.
This was not giving a little bit more power to the president. This is giving
Ultimate.
huge jump in power to the
Yep.
president, to
Yep.
one man.
They could have
Our
sent.
checks and balances
Yeah.
system has been completely disrupted by this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the courts didn't do anything to stop it because, of course, it's partisan, and they should have term limits too. I mean, there are so many damn things wrong. Like, why is Nancy Pelosi the fucking Speaker of the House? She's fucking older. She's like her and Dianne Feinstein have the most power in the fucking House, and they are fucking fossils. And it's so weird. I'm not one for ageism because Bernie Sanders is 78, but god damn it, term limits. Fucking term limits already. You know, it's a shit show. It totally is. Anything else?
Unfortunately, those people will never vote for term limits because they're not going to vote to do anything against themselves.
Of course not. Of course not.
They just voted to give their president more power than any person in the country basically should ever have.
Yep. I totally agree, Brakeman. I couldn't agree with you anymore, dude. Like, we rarely agree like 100% on politics, but this is something that you and I have been lockstep for a long time, dude. And it all results in this, a fucking acquittal. Like, it's just so sad. Like, you know.
And take this, if we do get all the votes and get all the support and we are able to get him out in November, hopefully, even despite whatever you think that's going to go on, because there is going to be cheat to win attitude, do anything they can to win from his side.
Yeah, and the Democrats are doing cheat to lose.
If we get him out, that power is still going to be in the president's hand. The president that power is not going away. I mean, and government has made it obvious that they're just going to keep giving more and more power to one man.
Yep. That's definitely obvious,
We're turning
dude.
into Russia right before our eyes.
Freakfight says.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Freakfight says LMFAO. I just used a skill for Alexa. Pull my finger. Alexa suggested another skill: religious daily affirmation. So there you go.
That's pretty good.
All right.
What was I saying? The next president what's happening in Russia. I guess it happened a week or two ago that his entire cabinet, the entire electoral cabinet quit. He made a move to establish himself as a more dominant single figure leader of his country. Like a
Dictator?
king or a dictator or something to that effect.
Yeah. And that's the path that Trump is taking, guys. Like I do have faith in the military after I found out that the majority of the military donated to Bernie Sanders. So that tells me that the majority of the military is not on Trump's side. So that's one good tiny silver lining to the whole thing. Like, in order to become a dictator, Trump needs the military, and I don't think the military is 100% with Trump. So
well, he's done a lot to offend them as far as like firing like respected generals and stuff like that.
Or banning trans people from serving.
His act in Syria that made a lot of people angry.
Yeah.
A lot of military people were very upset about abandoning the allies, the Kurds.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
he's done a lot to offend our military.
Yep. And there's a lot of people of color in the military too that he forgets about too. And slamming a Gold Star family
Jeez.
That kind of hurts the military too. I know
Right.
that there's a lot of racist pieces of shit in the military too, but the majority of people understand that Gold Star families are kind of off limits. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
you
you
know
know,
somebody who's really well respected in the military was McCain.
McCain and also John Kelly. I don't know if you remember
Yeah,
him or
they don't take kindly to how he treated him when he died.
yep, and Mattis,
Yeah,
General
they really did
Mattis.
not like how he was treated.
Yep. So he's burned a lot of bridges in the military, and that's probably going to be our saving grace. To be honest, that's our last bastion break before we're in a full monarchy slash dictatorship.
I
You
mean,
know.
for God's sakes, he offended John Bolton.
Yep.
Like that's how far he's gone.
John Bolton's one of the biggest pieces of shit ever to live. You know. So you know, it is what it is. So anything else on that break?
Oh, God, no. It's been terrible all around. Just and looking on Twitter, just seeing all these idiots like, yeah, acquitted, acquitted, acquitted. No, he's still impeached.
Yeah.
You know, he's acquitted, but he's still impeached.
Freak Fight says I have thoughts on what we need to do to help out the country. Nothing I'm going to put on the internet. I feel you. I feel you, Freak Fight.
I got an idea to disrupt Trump's campaign for re-election. Just keep impeaching him.
Yeah. I
See, the thing is, they have enough evidence to do that.
Yes,
To
they do.
exactly that, but we have no confidence in Pelosi that she will do that.
no, they're
Her
spineless.
strategy,
Yeah.
her strategy all along has been to wait for more evidence. Like we
Mm.
need more evidence, and we
Yeah.
need more evidence. But the only reason she went with the impeachment this time is because the people in the Democratic Party said overwhelmingly, "We need to do this. Like you need to do this, Speaker. We're doing this."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like they overwhelmingly told her we need to do it, and that's the only reason she caved to it.
Yep. Yep. I totally agree. Break it. It's sad. The Democrats are almost as complicit as the Republicans in this whole thing, man. And you're right. The two party system is not working. We're looking at you know how like the
I don't think the Democratic Party would have ceded power to Obama.
no, I don't know about that, Break. You never know.
Not like this. They wouldn't have said, "Okay, you can go ahead and interfere in other part. You can go ahead and investigate your enemies and ask foreign countries for help. You can go ahead and do that kind of thing."
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't think the party would have done it.
well, look. I'll talk about
Maybe
my
I'm wrong, but
I'll talk about my stinko in just a second. That kind of ties in Breakman. Eric, your stinko of the week.
Getting a cold over the weekend.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. You feeling a little bit better now, though, right?
A little, yeah.
God, colds suck, dude. They really do. They really do.
And that's just my throat that's bothering me now.
Yeah, Bernie's in chat. She says my stinko's driving in the snow. Yeah, it sucks. It definitely sucks. Break to kind of continue with your, thoughts on, Trump and the Democrats and stuff like that. My stinko, I have a couple. I have three. One was the impeachment judgment, which is ridiculous. The other is the Iowa caucus.
yeah.
Total shit show, total debacle, and Bernie Sanders won. Let's make this very
flip
clear.
a coin.
Let's make this very clear. All right, Bernie Sanders won. He got 6,000 more people to vote for him than Pete Buttigieg did, but there was all kinds of fuckery with Pete Buttigieg and the DNC to screw Bernie out of the more delegates than what he got. He tied with Buttigieg in delegates. I think it was 10 or 11 apiece. And that really fucking sucks because there was a lot of momentum, and there still is with Bernie, and he got screwed out of a lot of delegates, and it's sad. It's sad that the DNC had to go to the lengths it did to keep Bernie from, having a real clear victory in Iowa.
Let's vote for the one guy that nobody actually cares about.
Yeah, and it's really bad, but that's okay. I mean, I have confidence. Bernie's going to take New Hampshire, so that'll be 2 wins, and then he's going to go on to Nevada. He should take Nevada very easily, and he's within striking distance of Biden in South Carolina. I wouldn't doubt Bernie takes South Carolina too, and ends Biden's political career for good, which I think everybody would appreciate, because Biden fucking sucks. Buttigieg is just a lesser version of Biden. And I hope Bernie takes care of him real soon too, because we talked about like how people fall asleep with dictators and how they take power and stuff. Incrementalism kills, and none of the candidates, other than Bernie Sanders, is anything but an incrementalist. And we don't need that. We need a revolution, not this nonsense.
So by Break's first time with the snow, he means accidents, right?
Yeah.
What? No. That's not what I meant.
Yeah. So that's the Iowa caucuses was a big clusterfuck, and it's a shame because Bernie clearly won, and they robbed him of having even more momentum going into New Hampshire, but on to New Hampshire, and hopefully he wins there, because there's only one candidate that can legitimately beat Trump out of the ones that we got, and it's Bernie fucking Sanders. It's not even close. But anyways, I got another stinko, and
it can't be Biden. It just can't
No,
be. If
no.
it's Biden, he just gets weaker and weaker and weaker. Like
Yep.
people are starting to catch on that he is
Yep.
a creepy uncle.
Yep,
You know,
he really
he's that
is.
creepy uncle you wish doesn't come to the Christmas Eve party. Like, I hope he dies.
Yeah,
He's here. He's
yeah.
sitting on the couch drinking.
Yeah, he imploded in.
Oh no! Don't sit on his lap. Don't do that. Don't fall for that.
He imploded in Iowa, so we won't be seeing Biden for the long haul for sure. Break. So no worries there. I'm not worried about him. I'm slightly worried about Pete Buttigieg, but not really. And then it's on to beat Donald Trump, and with Bernie, we'll do it. We will do it. We will beat him. Okay. My next stinko is my bank. Today, and it kind of ties into my Sweeto, so I'll go ahead and do one of my Sweetos as well. My bank prevented me from getting pit passes to see Guns N' Roses today. I was so upset. Like, I never get it was a once in a lifetime opportunity to see Guns N' Roses, most likely front row because they're general admission pit passes. And, you get there early enough and you're going to get front row. That's all there is to it. And I had 2 tickets, and, I went through the whole Ticketmaster thing where they put you in a queue and stuff like this. And I was surprised that I actually got to get 2 pit passes. So I'm like, sweet, I'll buy these things up, and we'll have a good time at the concert, and that'll be that, right? So I go to check out, and I put in, I already had my credit card info on the Ticketmaster app, like they said, and, I was super excited. Go through, and it denies my credit card. And I'm like, why? Why did this get denied? I have no limit on my credit card. I know there's no bullshit going on. Like, why? Why can I not buy this? So I tried again. Nothing. I'm like, well, maybe there's a limit on my credit card. So I'll try, getting different seats. Nothing. Over and over and fucking over. Meanwhile, all the fucking seats are getting sold out because Guns N' Roses is probably, I don't know, one of the biggest bands in the fucking world. So, of course, they're going to sell out, right? And the place where it's being sold at is kind of a smaller venue, which was really surprising. It's at Dick's Sporting Goods Park, which they host soccer at, and there's like half of what like a big stadium would have, right? So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I try over and over and over, nothing. So finally, I'm like, you know what? If I don't call my bank, I'm not gonna get tickets to the show. And Bernie's lifelong kind of dream is to see Guns N' Roses in concert. She's never seen them. I saw Guns N' Roses with Slipknot way back in the day, or not Slipknot, Skid Row, and that was a fun concert. And I saw Guns N' Roses with Metallica. I figure it's time to see Guns N' Roses again, because you never know with Axl Rose if they're ever gonna do another tour, right? So I call my bank, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we canceled your card because it was a big purchase," and they just give me all these excuses, and I'm like, "This is me, and I'm fucking telling you And I said it just like that. I'm fucking telling you, I want these goddamn tickets. So undo whatever fucking mess that your fraud department did. Tickets into the fucking stadium. So after a bunch of explanations and bullshit about how, well, they're you should have received a call. I was like, I didn't get any fucking call, and I had my phone in my hand at the time. So what's the deal here? And I tried to explain it to her. What if I wanted to buy something for $1,000, from Amazon? Because the excuse she gave me was, well, it was out of state. Ticketmaster is out of state. I was like, well, I know for a fact Amazon is out of state, and I've bought plenty of things on Amazon. So what you're telling me is there's no way I can ever purchase anything from Amazon that's $1,000 or more or less or whatever. I have no limit on my card. So what's the deal? And she was like, well, yeah, I don't know about that, but I'll put a note to make sure and call you and blah, 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 blah. And it's like,
almost as the bank wants to steal your money.
yeah, no, the bank wanted to prevent me from purchasing. And I'm like, I understand about fraud.
Yeah, so they could steal your money.
Yeah, exactly. I understand.
You can't steal your money if you want to spend it.
I understand that, it potentially could have been, but you would have thought they would have texted me or called me to say, hey, is this purchase okay? Of which I would have said yes. So anyways, they prevented me from getting fucking pit passes to, in my view, a once in a lifetime concert experience. But luckily I was able to get floor seats. I wasn't able to get pit passes, but I did get, floor seats to Guns N' Roses. So that's my sweeto. Yeah, so there you go. I might as well do the rest of my sweetos, guys, since I started sweetos. This is going to be an odd one for me. Mitt Romney actually gets a sweeto from me. He was the only one to vote for removal of Donald Trump. And, all the bullshit with Mitt Romney aside, it takes some courage. And he's been the recipient of Trump's wrath, so to speak. So Mitt Romney, I don't have a lot of good things to say, but voting with Democrats to convict and remove is a sign of courage, and more power to him. I'm glad he did that. So good on him. And you talked about Rush Limbaugh receiving the Medal of Honor. I'm going to say something that's super controversial, Breakman, and
I'm glad he has cancer.
Yes, that is my sweeto. He has lung cancer, and I hope he fucking dies. Very horrible, pain-filled death, because fuck him and his racist ass. And the fact that he got the Medal of Freedom award from Donald Trump is a big slap in the face to, I saw that one of the Tuskegee Airmen was in the room when Rush Limbaugh received his Medal of Freedom. And instead of him getting the Medal of Freedom award, it's this jackass named Rush Limbaugh, who's been nothing but it's fitting that he got lung cancer because he's a fucking cancer.
Alex Jones of the 90s.
He is one big piece of shit, and I can't stand the guy. So my sweeto is his diagnosis of lung cancer couldn't be more perfect, and hopefully it affects his, if he survives, I hope it affects his ability to talk. So that way he can't be on the airwaves spreading his bullshit propaganda anymore. So that's my sweeto. Breakman, your sweeto.
I don't have any.
No sweetos?
This week, you just talked about like him getting the Medal of Freedom and the acquittal and all this other stuff. There's been too many stinkos this week. That's just, and the powers that were just given to one man, just it's been a sad week. Like last week I was angry. This week I'm just like, I keep thinking of that scene from Star Wars Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Where Padme's sitting in the console, or the the Senate, and Palpatine's just elected the new emperor, and she turns to Amidala and says, "So this is how democracy dies, with thunderous applause." And
Yep.
just think of that Senate, not um his speech, all those Republicans that clapping for him and just celebrating as he's tearing other people down, and
Now I'm imagining Trump as Palpatine and him just being a terrible Sith wielder.
It's pretty close. It's pretty
He'll
close.
try to use Force lightning. He'd shock himself.
You know, I saw somebody throw out a meme a while ago, and I forgot to mention it to you guys. But Donald Trump retweeted this picture of him as Thanos, taking his glove and snapping, and half the world being to dust. And I couldn't think of how more appropriate that particular.
I don't know.
Hold on, Eric.
He'd probably do something even worse.
Eric, hold on. Just let me speak, dude. I couldn't think of anything more appropriate than him retweeting his likeness on a fucking villain like Thanos.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah, I saw
sick the whole thing is,
Yeah.
and it's time for change, literal real change. And I hope that the military does the right thing if it comes down to it, and we can just move on from Donald Trump. And the cure for right now seems to be Bernie Sanders. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping our vote counts. But the Democrats are working just as hard against Bernie as the Republicans are. So
You know what I've seen as a sick thing online, his supporters, when they show memes of him, he's always muscular or thin or something like that. They live in a completely delusional world.
Yeah, and
Or
he's
maybe that's relative to them. Maybe that is the.
and Trump is a big fat piece of shit lump. That's
Yeah.
what
As I've said many times online, he's morbidly obese.
yeah.
The man is not healthy. We know the doctor was full of shit that was out there. Oh, he has great genes.
He's he's not 6'3". He's at max 6'1", and I highly doubt that, because I've seen pictures of Alex Rodriguez next to him, and Alex Rodriguez is 6'3", and he towers over Trump. So, he's 6'1" at best. I'm thinking more like 6 foot. And he weighs probably 315 to 330, maybe 350. I mean, he is no 239.
The closest thing he does to exercise is play golf.
And he doesn't even do that well. He's on a fucking cart all day.
Yeah.
It's
he's
so
not
stupid.
walking all day. You're right. He's
And
using a fucking cart.
he cheats at golf all the time. He's a fucking cheating, lying piece of shit. He always has been, and he's always been racist too. He's always been that.
He's very seldom been held accountable in his entire
Yes.
life. When him and his father were sued in court for that, that's one of the few times they're held accountable for anything.
Yeah.
I mean, and there have been times where, this past week, there was a chance to hold him accountable for, cheating at our elections.
Yep.
But no, they decided not to hold him accountable. They decided to make him say things like it was perfect, and his supporter, or the people that helped exonerate him, like Colin, say, well, I think he's learned his lesson from
bullshit.
this.
Yeah.
I just want to reach through my phone and
He's a child. He learned a lesson.
I just
Only he's Eric Cartman. He will never learn a lesson.
Everything that Trump does from here until hopefully just November, it is squarely on the GOP's hands, except for Mitt Romney. I can't put him in that because he voted to convict. But every single other one of those piece of shit Republican senators, and you know what? I was actually surprised that Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema didn't vote to exonerate. I was really surprised that it was a unanimous Democrat.
I'm glad they didn't, because
He break.
Yeah.
There was a Star Wars series that's being star up, but it was Cassian something, but I don't know who that character is.
He was in Rogue One.
Oh
Yeah.
Captain Cassian.
yeah. So they're gonna give us a prequel to that.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Looks like Ms. Ariane Mary. Oh, geez, I'm botching this. Ms. Ariana Marie is in chat, and I have no idea who that is, but welcome on in. Thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. All right, guys.
Oh yeah.
This sick cult is just it's getting worse and worse with these people. They're gonna do everything they can, especially now that he was acquitted. Like they're going to go all out war to support him.
Yeah, and it's sad. It's sad to see the democracy kind of die out like that. I warned you guys. I told you guys this so long ago. It's like it's a possibility.
The system was as badly as the system failed is to me was completely shocking, and it's just like I said, it's been a sad week because if things continue, we are watching the death of democracy.
Yeah, I agree. The only hope we have left, like I said, is the military in November. Those are the only two things we got to look forward to, Break. And I'm hoping when Bernie wins the nominee, everybody coalesces and says, you know what, enough's enough. Let's go in a completely different direction.
If he gets reelected, he is going to immediately start campaigning to get reelected again. He's admitted that he's going to keep doing his rallies, and he has already joked about really being elected for a third term.
I mean, the only thing we can hope is A, military rebuffs, B, he gets ousted and someone else gets elected, or 3, he just dies of a heart attack or something. He
chokes
something
on
like
a
that.
fucking Big Mac.
Yeah, that would be cool too.
I think we know that he had a heart attack or something to that, maybe a mild one or something to that effect, a couple months ago.
Yeah.
He was gone for the weekend. He was rushed to the hospital.
Yep.
And when he came back, he was his left side was kind of numb.
Yeah.
He wasn't using his arms like he normally does.
Yeah.
Like he had the telltale signs of having a heart attack.
Either that or a stroke. There's something to that. Now you can come back. Look at Bernie Sanders. He had a mild heart attack and he came back stronger than ever. But still, it's sick that we're talking about this. But is it really sick? This is the country at stake here.
When I think about that, I think, God, this is horrible. I can't believe I'm thinking stuff like that. But then I think about all the lives he's ruined and how many people have died because of his actions.
Well, just think about the kids still in cages. Break. You know what I mean?
And how easily he sells American lives for money for foreign governments, like the Saudis in North Korea.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's move on. Eric, I didn't see a sweeto for you.
Yeah. It's basically yours, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I have a Twitter question, I guess.
Okay.
Of sorts. But I just made a silly tweet, but I'm gonna ask the question anyways. But would you eat a potato chip that tasted like a cookie or a cookie that tasted like a potato chip?
Oh, that's weird.
That is weird. That's like a would
you
rather.
They are sweet potatoes, so it could work in some cases.
I would say the chip as a cookie might be better, I guess, because you could kind of pretend it was like maybe like a thin Oreo or something. I don't know. That's yeah. Freak Pie says, "Oh man, if he dies of a heart attack in October." Yeah.
What if he gets reelected and he dies on his inauguration?
Oh,
inauguration.
It would suck because then Pence would take over.
It'd be the best Sky a Starscream moment, I guess.
Yeah.
He dies before he's elected.
Yeah.
Right before he's elected.
Yeah, right before the election. That would be so perfect. Maybe a month before.
Oh, we can't do him. We can't vote for him now, and they can't. It's too late to change the ballot.
Yeah, yeah.
So then it would be like Bernie versus Biden, maybe.
No, Bernie versus Pence, and that would be so easy. Like it wouldn't even. It'd be so easy. But anyways, we got to move on, guys. To. It's a free-for-all. Okay, guys, I have a real quick question for you. We've been talking about all this stuff with impeachment and stuff. So I figured if you could change one law or make one law pass, what would it be? And I'll start off. We talked about it earlier, but I think term limits for judges and term limits for anybody in Congress. That would be my law that I would make pass. What would you say, Break?
I need to think a little bit about that. I
I
mean, I definitely have ideas like you said, term limits for all. Uh,
My
well,
big one would be getting money out of politics.
yeah.
Money out of politics.
No,
We've talked.
so
Break
no
up the two-party
gerrymandering
system.
and no lobbying.
Yeah, I look. That was real close second to me. Like money out of politics. Break and I have talked about that, and Eric too. Is the biggest problem in politics. I think free and fair elections with no dark money, no super PACs, just grassroots. If people want to donate to your campaign, they will. If they don't, they don't. That's it. And if you can't raise the grassroots support, then obviously it's not what the people want. So that's why I like the way Bernie is doing his campaign. No super PACs, no dark money, pure and simple, small donations from regular, everyday people. So, I agree. Eric. Did you think about something, Break?
Well, like I said, break up the two-party system, like force it that I don't know, maybe five-party system or something. Just not. I don't even know if three is good enough at this point. Like
3 would definitely be better than 2, but I
it would be
agree.
better,
Like
yeah.
5. Like 5 would be perfect because then that's an odd number. You could break the tie. You could do alliances. You can, whatever.
And
But I
I'm just
agree.
thinking of where government's structured, breaking it in everything into five, like making that because checks and balances has failed. Maybe we need to have two parties checking each other.
Yep.
So
Yep.
if one party fails, another one can do something.
Yeah.
Which was
Exactly.
kind of what Congress was supposed to fucking
Exactly. Freak Five said I would love to watch the Republicans scrambling to find a new candidate. Like if dude passed away in October. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Pence would win either. Freak Five, I
They-
don't think he could.
They're
So.
spineless cowards. All of them they would slink the Pence because that's all they'd have at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're not leaders, they're followers.
Yeah. Well, Democrats are kind of the same way, but they're all a bunch of.
I mean, there are some exceptions. There are some outspoken voices and stuff that are try to be different, but for the most part, I mean, we know the Republicans, with the exception of Mitt Romney, are just followers.
Yep, they're a bunch of weakling, cowering idiots is what they are, and you need look no further than like Jim Jordan or Mitch McConnell or
Lindsey Graham.
Lindsey Graham.
He's my favorite because he's the one who'll like criticize the president for something and then have a meeting with him and then the next day immediately saying how awesome the president
Yeah,
is.
how he
much he loves him and
cowers
stuff.
in the face of Donald Trump of all
Yeah,
people. When
every
he-
single time he goes to have a meeting with Trump and then he changes his stance completely.
Yeah, he's definitely in that vein. Okay. I don't know what else to say, guys. We've got a harrowing set of months ahead of us. Like whoever the Dem nominee is, I'm almost sure it's gonna be Bernie. I mean,
and they've got an upward battle because they're going to be fighting against Trump and his disinformation news network. I mean, he's floating the ideas about replacing news with his state-run news media. These are the kind of things he's going to work on in his second term.
oh yeah.
So, and now he's going to be focusing on destroying anybody he thinks has a chance of maybe running against him.
Yeah. Well, look, I think Bernie has Teflon when it comes to Trump. There's no opposition research. Like Hillary tried, and you saw what happened. Like he was like a hair away from getting the nomination last time, and this time if he gets the nomination, which it looks like he's favored in every state other than Alabama and Delaware. Because of course Alabama, and of course Joe Biden's home state of Delaware. But Bernie's favored everywhere else. So I just hope he takes that momentum and he gets to Super Tuesday and then it's over after Super Tuesday and we can all focus on getting rid of Trump. You know what I mean? And I think that's the main goal. No other candidate I feel has the acumen to take out Trump like Bernie does. Like Bernie.
Yeah, God help us if they nominate Biden. Just
I,
God help us, because you're
yeah.
almost guaranteeing Trump's going to be reelected.
No, it's not almost. It's guaranteed. Trump will trounce Biden. I mean, Biden can't take any criticism. What makes you think that he can take criticism from Trump? You know what I mean?
Look
like,
how he stood up to this whole, like, your son, accusations against his son and
Yep.
stuff like that. Like, I don't
Yep.
want to be dragged down into the mud and all this. Well, you are getting dragged down into the mud.
or
and
his
the more it's talked about, the worse you look. 'Cause you're
yeah,
not doing shit.
or his record on the Iraq War, how he voted for it, or how about his wanting to cut Social Security, which last I checked, Social Security was one of the most popular programs ever in the United States. So, yeah, go ahead. Democrats, if
That's
you want to
another thing
lose,
Trump's going to be going for soon. He's talked about
Yep.
that too.
Yep. He's like, yeah, of course it's going to be on the table. So, this is literally a fight for our lives and our livelihood. And the only person that's willing to go to bat for Social Security and get us Medicare for all and everything else that's in his platform is Bernie Sanders. He's the people's candidate. And he's the only guy. He's the only guy that can take out Trump. So let's do this. Let's do this. If you fucking can vote, vote for Bernie. He's the only one that can take down Trump. I think
somebody's got to stop the insanity. It has to stop.
Yep.
We are in this upside down world right now where hate is good apparently. Like hate, anger, and prejudice and lies and just distrust of everyone is what's prevalent,
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't have said it better, Break. All right, guys, before we do our plugs, I want to make a quick announcement. Next week after the show, Freak 5 might like this. I will be doing a special Valentine's Day GDP. So let's do Grinders Dance Party next week. The theme is going to be love and sex, because it is the Day of Lovers, after all.
Also, that's also the day of Sonic.
Yeah, so next week will be all about love and sex on GDP. You're going to need to stick around. If you're listening on the archives, it'll be approximately 9:15 Eastern Time. I will get started with a bunch of tunes that you guys.
I might be late to see Sonic.
I think
there's another movie I want to see on the 13th.
All right, man. Let me finish. If you want to join after the show, I'm going to be doing a special, probably an hour-ish special GDP with songs all about love and sex. So it's the Valentine's Day Grinder Dance Party. So join me after the show. It should be fun. It should be a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys will join. I'm going to try to do more GDPs. I know like Freak 5's been asking, and so I'm going to try. I'm going to try to give it a go again. Hopefully we can get a lot of people back in chat to do that. So that's that. All right, let's do our plugs. Breakman, plug away.
You can follow me at break_man, where I surprisingly haven't got suspended this week. Because I've been in some fights. Ooh,
oh yeah, Twitter had a weird
fuck her
moment
gently. Nice call, Freak.
All right, Freak 5.
Fantastic call.
You got to request it next week. Give me a link.
Oh, you request that, and I'll request double team or low hanging fruit. Yes.
I had a high escapade. I just remembered.
Well, you're gonna have to wait till next week, Eric. We're done with the show, dude.
We gotta do our plugs. I guess I can mention.
And you gotta ask Breakman a question on Twitch because nobody did this week, and I'm hurt.
On Twitter at RPGrinders. Ask
on Twitch. I said.
Yeah, you said Twitch. Make sure and ask Breakman any question you want, especially about menstruation. He loves questions about that. He loves questions about awkward sex poses and awkward sex questions. He's the master.
I love awkward sex questions. I love talking about your first time. No, I meant. Never mind. Moving on.
Exactly. All right, Eric, you're up. Plugs.
Well, I'm gonna plug my high escapade now. Screw you. I'm gonna say that I thought it was absolutely hilarious that Mr. Peanut being killed off was a thing.
Oh, that was so stupid.
Oh, that was dumb because they brought him right back. He didn't because
Yes.
it was just a Super Bowl ploy. Like he was reborn.
Yes.
It was
But,
really bad.
Yeah.
I forgot what else I was gonna say, but I do want to mention that I plan on, I don't know, I forget now. My brain's not working. I need to eat something.
There were some okay commercials this year. I like some of them. Like there was
Yeah,
one
but,
where the guy
oh,
had
yeah.
his head up his ass.
XFL apparently starts tomorrow.
XFL, yeah. I gave it a chance last time. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to give it a chance this time.
I'll give it a shot. They got some interesting ideas. This go around, there's some interesting rules, but we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
I want to promote the fact that Mountain Dew has a pineapple flavor now.
I wish they had that in diet. I would totally drink that.
It's called Maui Burst, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I got a request in chat. Sorry, Frank.
No, god damn it, son of a bitch. You know what you're getting, right?
Oh yeah.
Break.
That reminds me, I added harmonica as a tag for the show.
How dare you? How dare
so
you?
if you
Eric?
want to put that in a tag, you can.
How dare you? How dare you? Okay. And what else you want to plug, Eric?
I'm gonna plug my Patreon, where I write reviews for video games and other things, like such as on this podcast, like for anime, which wouldn't be written, but it's a thing. But and I'll maybe make a video series at some point once I finally figure out what I want to do and how I'm gonna be able to do it. If you like what I do and you want to support me, as little as $1 would help me out. And you can find the link to my Patreon on my Twitter, at EricRPG.
Okay. Anything else, Eric?
I hope I'm speaking normally next week.
Yeah, feel better, dude. All right, you can follow me on Twitter at Frank Branches. As Break said, you can follow the show at RPGrinders. Ask Break as many questions as you want about anything. We will answer them and give you credit on the show. I want to thank all the chatters. Let me see who else was in there, if anybody else. Let's see. A10 finally was in there. Welcome and thanks for joining. Bernie was in there. Freak5 was in there. Thanks for joining. Wyland was in there. Good friend Wyland. Ms. Ariana Marie and Winsock was in there. Thank you all so much. Thanks to all the archive listeners. If you're an archive listener and you want to listen to the show live, we're live every Friday at 7 Eastern Time. Next week will be a special week because after the show I will be doing a special edition only on Twitch, twitch.tv/RPGrinders. I'll be doing a GDP. It'll involve any of your requests, Grinder Dance Party. That's what we do. Let's see, anything else? Go see the movie Bliss. Whether you rent it or you see it on Shudder, it is an awesome vampire show. It reminded me a little bit of Let the Right One In, just very drug-induced, trippy is the best way that I could put it. So make sure you watch that. And I think that's it. Vote for Bernie, I guess. If you're in New Hampshire, a lot is depending on it. So, do your thing. All right, that's all I got. Do you guys have anything else? Yeah. Oh, I actually do have one. Oh, fuck. Exiled, son of a bitch. I actually have one. I actually have one more thing. You can get me up on any of the systems, RP Grinders, and I'll add you as one of my friends. So there you go. All right, Eric, anything else?
Have a good weekend.
Okay, everybody, stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Till then, we are out. Later, everybody. I can't believe we got through the entire outro with no interference. That's awesome. Hey, Wyland, have fun at Birds of Prey, man. Let me know how that goes. I think we'll go see that this weekend sometime. Freak Five, I'll see you.
Have you seen Ready or Not yet?
Ready or Not? Who's that with? Margot Robbie?
I'm not sure.
That sounds.
The wedding dress where she's got married.
Yeah, which one is that? The one where she is getting married and.
And they all want to kill her.
Yes, I have, and it's pretty good. It's pretty damn good, dude. Recommend watching it. So yeah, there you go. All right, chat. Thank you guys.
What about Annabelle Homecoming? Should I even bother?
Yes, it's good. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's good.
Is it better than Origin?
Yes, it is. It's pretty good. So there you go. Okay, everybody in chat. Thanks so much. Really appreciate you guys. You guys know how much I appreciate you all. So take care, everybody. Have a good weekend. Later.